Good coffee. Nothing like a good cup of coffee in the morning. Thank you so much for tuning in to this Tuesday's edition of the Daily Dose. I am Shelby Ledoux. As always, I am here with our trusty Phil and Kitty co-host, Mr. Nigel, my cat here. Fun fact, Nigel turned 5 last week, so happy belated birthday to Mr. Kitty over here. Which kind of brings me to a fun little discussion I wanted to have with you all before we kind of get into that main news roundup here. So, are you a cat person or are you a dog person? Kind of an easy question. A lot of people have that immediate reaction as to which one they are. I am certainly a cat person if I had to choose one, but I just love all animals in particular. I know a lot of dog people will outright say, I hate cats. I never really understood that. So, but to each their own, right? So are you a cat person or are you a dog person or are you a bird, rabbit, whatever kind of pet you have? Drop a comment below and maybe share some pictures. I would love to see those. Those would certainly brighten my day and brighten the day of the other viewers in the comment section. So let's start with an awesome conversation today. So we are going to jump into our weather this morning. So we're going to have a high today of 26, a low of 23. It's going to be mostly cloudy this morning. Hi, Mike. Thank you so much for dropping that comment below, and good morning to you as well. We are going to have a pretty cold day here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So once again, high of 26, a low of 23. It's going to be mostly sunny this morning and some clouds this afternoon. So we're certainly used to that. Nothing out of the ordinary here for this time of year in Green Bay. January, nasty weather. He likes to look out the window, whatever kind of weather it is out there, right? Right? He's not very talkative this morning. All right, so let's get into it. Rich Ryman has a really interesting story up on our website this morning. This is definitely one that caught my eye as I was making my script. And Dave Forrester, cats and dogs, man. Good deal. Cats and dogs are good, especially when they get along. Nigel's very good with other animals, usually, I should say. So Rich Ryman's story about Brett Favre supposedly being sued by some investors who allege in a lawsuit that he allegedly provided misleading information about a sports social media website called Score, and that is Score with a Q and no E, if you were wondering. So Score was promoted as a way to help fans connect with professional athletes, and also as a way for those athletes to make money from their brands. If you were wondering, Score.com website is no longer operating. So I certainly have never heard of this website. If you've heard of this website, if you ever used it, what you liked about it, what you don't like, drop a comment below. I would love to learn more. So the lawsuit alleges that, Favre provided misleading information about some key metrics, including how much money they raised, how many followers the site had, how fast it was growing, and which teams and high-profile athletes would use this service. These investors, they want their $16+ million back. So surely Rich Ryman will keep us updated as to what happens from here on out for that. So I spent a lot of my day yesterday doing some court reporting in Brown County Circuit Court. And Dave, you have 3 of each. Wow, that is a full house of animals. That sounds like you're probably very busy and spend a lot of money on pet food and cleaning up after them. I know I have 1 cat and we are always vacuuming here in this apartment. Okay, so one story that I did yesterday in court, actually I have 2 of them. So the first one is also about a former Packers player, Amaron Green, and his criminal trial being set for April 18th. So he was in court yesterday. That trial date was set yesterday, and that he is being charged with felony count of child abuse as well as a misdemeanor for I can't remember what the second charge is. So before I say that, I want to make sure I have it correct in here. So you'll remember that he is accused of hitting his 15-year-old daughter in June of last year after she refused to not do the dishes among some other chores. I encourage you to check out this story for yourself on our website. It kind of gives a little bit more of a breakdown of some of the narrative that was in the criminal complaint and the events that led up to and after this. But point being, his trial is set for April 18th. He will appear in court again for a final pre-trial hearing 2 days before on April 16th. So we will be keeping up to date on that story as well. Another story from Circuit Court yesterday, a Green Bay man, Atlas Watson, who was charged with intentional homicide in the 2016 shooting death of 21-year-old Zachariah Booze. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correct. I apologize if I'm not. He has actually pled no contest to a lesser charge. So he was originally charged with first-degree intentional homicide. That charge that he is pleading down to is first-degree reckless homicide as party to a crime. So he will appear in court next, also in April, and I will keep you up to date on what happens. There's no word on what sort of prison time he faces as pleading to that lesser charge. Some sort of fun news too, kind of going back to Rich Ryman. Rich Ryman is on a roll. Fun site for business. Door 44 Winery is moving, getting bigger, and is going to be more scenic. So their new location is actually going to be 2 miles north of where they're currently operating at Wisconsin 42 and County Road P. The new location will also look one of the vineyards that supplies the grapes that is used in their wine. So that is really exciting. Make sure to check out the story on the website. There is a picture of a rendering that some of the construction people have done. It looks really cool. I know that that is one of the sites that people like to stop at when they're going up north. So exciting. Wanted to close out with some more information about how to keep seeing our posts in your Facebook feed. Talked a little bit about this last week when I was doing my daily dose at my desk when I was flying solo. You'll recall that Facebook is going to be doing a new algorithm where it's very much personalized. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of your friends and family on Facebook, which is great if that's something you want, but that also means you're going to be seeing less of business and other organizations that you might follow. So if you are interested, which I hope you are, in keeping posts from the Press-Gazette like this video in your news feed, and of course all of the reporting from our amazing reporters across USA Today Network Wisconsin, you need to do some changes in your settings. So there's a story up on our site this morning right there on that main page, how to keep seeing our posts in your Facebook feed. There are different directions depending on what device you are using, whether it's an iOS, Android, or a desktop computer. All of those directions are listed in that site or in that story. So I want you to check it out so that you can continue to see our videos and posts on Facebook, regardless if our co-host is falling asleep. So thank you so much for tuning into the show this morning. Make sure to like and share this video with your friends, whether they're cat people, dog people, all animal people. Share this video. And I don't think Nigel will be here tomorrow for the show, but I will certainly see you bright and early tomorrow on Wednesday morning. Goodbye.